So it was a really good day. A lot of opportunity for traders out there with, well, for sure with this stock right here, RVYL. RVYL really did wonders for me today. Made over £1,900 in free trades on this, so it was a really good day for me in the stock market. But with this stock, very volatile. Uh, Very high volume. You're talking, was it 461 million? Christ, that's pretty high for volume. And yeah, you had to be cautious, but it was really. I just had a feeling about this around the time just before market open. At market open, I had a feeling that it was a good chance that you could have almost like doubled your money. And considering that it opened at 61 cents and the market high was at 120, you could have in effect double your money if you bought in at the very beginning and then sold at the top. You could have just done that. But with this stock, it's been one of these because what it is RVYL received an extension to comply with the Nasdaq listing rule. So with this, they had received an extension from the Nasdaq stock market. This was 9 days ago now, to regain compliance with Nasdaq listing rule, which requires minimum stockholders' equity of 2.5 million, 35 million market value of listed securities, or $500,000 net income from operations. So with this, always when there's ones like this, when they receive a listing to comply, it's around this time. They're very small market caps. They're quite low in price, but then they can still there's that opportunity there for some volatility there in the market. With this one, it was so yes, it's been accepted, granted the extension until October 6, 2025. So maybe there'll still be within the upcoming months. There'll still be a little bit of volatility there, some potential on the long side and on the on the short side. But it was a Monday the stock went up, and it went up by quite a bit, but then it also came down went down by quite a bit as well. With this, if you look at the 5 day chart here, so it was like, so the 30th of May there, you've got it, it's around 64, 70 cents, and then boom, Monday the 2nd, it's still very low around the start of open. There you got 9.50, and then just at some point, boom, 10.30, it's already up to $1.33. It's already doubled, and then Christ, by that point at 12:20 p.m. it's $2.32. There was just total madness in the market there. But then boom, at the end of the day, I mean, it wasn't. I don't think it was even up by much at the end. It barely would have made a gain. It just went all the way back down, and people who would have been on the long side, some of these people could have got totally wrecked. It was just madness the way the stock went, and then it down again on Tuesday by a bit, down again yesterday, but then boom, the close was 38 cents yesterday. Now it's up 133%, just around 90 cents. So there was a lot of opportunities there. And for me with my trades, so when it was market open about 9:30, I bought at 60 cents. So it was a couple minutes after market open. It's just all this. You just got to leave it a couple of minutes, let the market breathe. So I bought at 60 cents. I held for 10 minutes, and then I sold. I believe it was around. I think it was around 78 cents. I sold it at. So I made a decent gain. It was like 11% gain. After your FX fees. So 11% gain was quite impressive overall. So that was like over £300 I made on that trade. And then I think it was about 10 minutes later I made a quick trade after that. I think it had gone down a little bit. It was around 74 cents, and I sold at 77. It wasn't a big gain. I think it was like £100 I made overall. It was a small one. For the next one, I bought in at, and it was just starting to go up when the second I bought it. It was like 74 cents just as I clicked buy. And then as the order was being filled, then it up and up and up, and then it went up to about, it was 78 I got it at. So I bought it at about, I think it was just under 78 cents actually. It was under that, and then held, and I was just very patient. And then, oh shit, it's going up. And then it was like up to 89. And I think it was up to like 80. And then it shot up out of nowhere to 90. Then that's when they had the market halt. And then at that point, you have your 5-minute halt. And at that point, I'm just ready. As soon as it opens again, I'm going to click that sell button. And then it opens up, and then it's like 98 cents. At that point, I'm like, oh shit, click. And then it goes to 111, $1.11. This is the crazy thing about the market. I don't know, just it was like a divine thing. God was on my side. It's my order's being filled, and then it's opened at 98 cents. It goes to $1.11, and it just freezes. It felt like an eternity, but it might have froze for like 10 to 15 seconds, and you just see $1.11 on the screen, and that was the high. You'll see here it was the high at, I think it must have been at like 10.17, sorry. And I got my order in at $1.11. So I just got there, but then boom, it went crashing down. So I was just the perfect right place, right time. I got the high at that point, and I got a profit of about £1,400. Just the man upstairs was on my side, but it was just the right picture perfect point for me to get it. I must have got the highest point at that point anyway, and then it started to go down a bit. And at that point, I just said to myself, look, 3 trades, you made just under £2,000, call it a day. I just felt with the way that the trade that stock had gone on Monday, it was kind of scaring me. But the thing was, I was a little bit too cautious, and I should have probably known better. With this trade, the trade on Monday, it was, it gradually went up, but this was like, 30 minutes, 40 minutes after market open. It wasn't doing anything at market open. This one started to go up a lot sooner after the market open. And then it started to cool down after, around, 10:15, 10:20 a.m. time, American time. But there was still another point there for it to shoot up, and you're talking like an A plus setup with this. 10:35, it's like 10:39, sorry, it's like 72 to 75 cents. You're holding, and then you're talking till like 11:53. I think the high overall was like 120, 11:50. So you just, if you're patient, if you're really patient and you just hold, the gain that you would have made, oh boy, I mean, you're close to, trying to do the math in my head. So what, it would have been like 65, 70%, something like that, a lot more. But just the potential with these stocks is just something else. And I was just a little bit too scared to not look at the market and place another trade. There was an opportunity there, but it is what it is, right? Sometimes you make that mistake. You say, I want to do another trade, and then you lose. But then sometimes you say, oh no, I'm definitely going to take another trade, even though I said I wouldn't, and then you make a profit. So, it works both ways, I guess. But yeah, just this was the opportunity there. And I think just with the chart, you would have just sensed it. You would have been the right setup. And even, you're still talking, you could have got like a 10% to 15% gain, maybe even like a 20%. You know what I mean? There was really good opportunities here with the stock, and there's opportunities in the market. I don't get people who complain and moan that there's a lack of opportunities, and you get these so-called experienced traders that are telling you how much they always make, that say that when they'll complain and bemoan about that. I don't get that, because there's always like an opportunity there, and even if there isn't like the perfect setup, there's still going to be a halfway decent setup there for you to make maybe like a 4%, 5% gain on. There always is, you know what I mean? So the complaining, that's kind of a red flag to me. But I mean, with this stock, I mean, something's not right. You're probably not a good trader if you can't at least make, I would say, anything from 8 to 10% on this. Just the opportunity was there today. Very cheap stock, very low stock. And it was, really good today. This is the things that will make you feel good about being a trader, no doubt. But then with that, it can be a thing. What they always say, pride comes before a fall. So it's important to just not let it get to your head, but at the same time, enjoy it, feel good about it. But then you just got to go the next day, and don't get too caught up in it. Don't fall for FOMO, fear of missing out, and just find the right time to buy, and you'll probably make some good money. And I did pretty well today. I've got to give myself a pat on the back. Just another $2,000, and I'll go again tomorrow, and hope I can finish out the week with some more decent profits. But really good stock today, RVYL, and 133%. Really good opportunities out here in the market. Don't complain. Just find a way, study up, look at the charts, look at the technical analysis, and you can make some good money, make some decent gains. But that is me for now. Another stock market video, but I'll probably do some more of these. But feel free to like, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment. Let me know. Did you make a profit today in RVYL? How have you been doing this week so far today? But give me your take and leave me a comment on the vid, and just let me know. But that's me for now, guys. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.